Well, hey friends, it's me, Micah, and this is the somewhere around here the homestead bandwagon. So today I got something kind of cool to show you. I'm going to show you my grandpa's. Well, we call it a dam, but it's not a dam officially, according to the water rights paperwork. It's a gravity-fed headworks, whatever that means. You can look up the difference between a headworks and a dam and other things, but that's what this is. It's basically a redirection of the water to use the water. So things like this used to be a lot more popular, but water rights laws have really changed over the years. And so if you're grandfathered into one of these on your property, it's really, really valuable for you. So this one, the water rights allow stock water use, so you can let the cattle drink it, or other livestock, irrigation use, and also general use for like the home. So this is where he gets his water, or got his water. It was a gravity fed system. So way up in the woods here, this is how the old timers used to do it. So we'll walk over to it. The reason water rights became such a huge issue, at least to my understanding, is it used to be, the water it doesn't belong to anybody, but you can get rights to use it. And these days, at least in Washington, those rights are very difficult to get. So it's very important to identify if your land had water rights attached to it. The rights follow the land, not the right holder, unless the rights are sold or transferred. So if you've got a piece of property with water on it, you should really, really, really get into the state archives wherever you live, and find out, hey, what are my rights? Were there water rights here? Transfer them to yourself. You need to maintain your water rights. The reason they set up a system of rights was because there'd be like cattle farmers, right? But it used to be you just let your cattle go all over, and they'd graze and do whatever and drink water. Well, they'd go out to a river or a creek or a stream or whatever, and they'd have so many cattle drinking on it, they would drink that river or creek dry. So everybody down river had no water. And, they'd drink the water, use the water for mills with water wheels and stuff, and even water wheels. You'd have rights to use the water a certain amount, so that if you had 20 water wheels in a row that slowed down a river so much that water wheel number 21 couldn't get any power, the guy owning water wheel number 21 would probably be pretty mad. So anyway, systems of water rights were established, and they've been updated over the years. And this is a really nice old water right, which gives the rights to use a lot of water, and use it for good purposes: irrigation, stock water use, and general use. So water to a household. So we're gonna go in here and take a look at this thing. And then my wife and I had come in here. The audio is really bad on the video, but just bear with us. We actually came in here and dredged this thing out. The silt and sand and mud in it was almost 3 feet deep. So we came in here and dredged it out and put in a new lock. So yeah, we'll show you what it looks like now that's nice and clean and not all messed up. It's still a little dirty. It's been a week, and it takes a long time to get rid of silt and stuff build up, and it'll never completely go away, but this is what it looks like right here. So water comes in. It's a holding tank, not a tank, but a holding area. It's supposed to let silt settle. And there's a lock here. And then the water does eventually continue on its course down the creek. This is actually a spring is what it is. So the water springs out of the ground up there, comes down here, accumulates, and then releases. So really, really, really interesting. This is an old way of doing things, and this was all hand done. So all this concrete was put in by hand. Really interesting. And then there's a water inlet. This is a very simple one. So you can't really see it, but there's a water inlet in the water here. So the water just goes in the inlet and through pipes and down to the house. And all those water lines were hand dug. Lot of work. And then gravity just feeds it to the hoses in the house. So yeah, that's how Grandpa got his water. And I believe this system was established before him. It's like 100 years old. So really cool, interesting way of doing things without digging a well. And it works with the environment. You know, the water just kind of comes in, does what its thing, stops a little bit, no big deal. There's logs and rocks that fall in the water all the time and stop water, and then continues on its merry way. You know, and this can also help control erosion. You know, you're not going to have the banks, you know, falling in because the banks are held up. So really neat. Yeah, animals will come down here and drink out of it sometimes and stuff. So, yep, there it is. Show you down here where the water releases. All the way down. Okay, so we'll go back in time a little bit and you can watch us dredge this thing out and see how deep it was. Hope you enjoy that, and hope you're treating each other good out there. All right, here we go, back in time. Woo! So I'll let you hand me that shovel. I'll try to dig out the back side of this. So this is all solid concrete through this chute. This whole area is just a big concrete bowl. And then right here, there's an edge on either side for your board to sit against. And then there's a notch down here. I just dug it out a little ways. But the concrete over time has slowly been eroding. So we usually take some plastic on either edge to just kind of plug it, and we're going to leave some of the sand and dirt in here so it can plug up along the bottom side of the board, and then on each edge as the water pushes against it. So we're going to get a board cut.
Get that plastic underneath, wrap it underneath.
So I want the plastic to go like this just a tiny bit, so the silt sits on top of it. It creates a seal. I didn't actually go long enough, but it'll be fine. And then the sides bunch out a little bit, to catch the silt too. See that? Yeah, you can help it by shoveling sand against it. But eventually the silt seals it up.
So eventually will the water spill over the top?
Yep. This one's taller than the last one. So this one's 41 wide by 32 high. So there's a notch there at 32. The last one was 24 high. So 32 is going to be I think the deepest we can do it without it spilling over the backside. Oh, that's a nice piece of scene there.
There's some muddy, turbulent water.
Yes, sir. That's the back side of the dam. There's a little water coming out around it, kind of under it. But I just grabbed some mud over here. It was coming out pretty good. So just take mud and kind of drop it down there where the hole is, and the mud will follow the stream and start plugging it. But I don't know, maybe this plastic isn't really necessary. It's just, I don't know what I started doing, and it seemed to plug up better. Yep, we're almost full. There's the inlet pipe. And then unfortunately some sticks and stuff fell in here. So I was throwing some stuff around, so those will all have to flow over the top before I uncover the inlet for the water. But this will clear up pretty quick. This is marine plywood. I'm just trying it. It's got different kind of glue in it. It's waterproof. Yeah, it's filling up real nicely. Just about to come over the top. Alright, the water's still pretty gray, but I can see the bottom. So I'm going to take the bag off the inlet pipe and go run one of the outside faucets to purge as much dirt from the lines as I can. It'll take probably a couple days till this really clears out, because we dredged up so much dirt. So there you go, water. It gets about, nowadays it's about maybe a gallon and a half a minute if we're lucky. The pipes that water goes through are so old, they're just probably just full of old corrosion and stuff, but hey, it is what it is. It lasted a long time, a lot of hard work, all hand digging that. So yeah, really cool system. Glad we can keep it updated, or not updated, but cleaned out in as good of condition as we can. And really useful, you know, something bad ever happens, to have a consistent source of water. It's really important. So all right, y'all have fun out there. Thanks for checking that out with me, and we'll see you around.